Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you very much for your kind association. Let's get started with our Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvise Namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvise Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Etavan Sankhya Yoga Bhyam Swadharma Parinishtaya Janmalabha Parapumsamante Narayana Smritihi Akama Sarvakamo Va Mokshakama Udaradhi Tivrena Bhakti Yogena Yajeta Purusham Param. Aham eva samevagre nanyad sadasat param paschadaham yadetacca yo vashishyeta sosmyaham prityartham yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tad vidyadatmano mayam yatha bhaso yatha tamaha यथा महांति भूतानि भूतेशाचावचेष्वनु प्रविष्ठान प्रविष्ठानि तथा तेषु न तेषहम् एतावद् एव जिज्ञास्यं तत्त्वजिज्ञासुनात्मनः अन्वय व्यतिरेकाभ्यां यत् स्यात् सर्वत्र सर्वदा Atra sargo visargascha sthanam poshanamutayah manvantare shanukatha nirodho muktirashrayah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, thank you very much for your kind association and for sticking on in this Bhakti Vaibhava course. We are entering a very technical section of Srīmad Bhāgavatam. And when we start the 4th canto, 5th canto, and 6th canto, these 3 cantos are even 3rd canto, filled with very beautiful pastimes of the great devotees of Krishna, their activities, their teachings, their prayers. So it's very sweet, free-flowing. The 2nd canto and sections of 3rd canto are quite technical. So we have to be patient. We have to be tenacious. We have to just keep at it, keep going, knowing, having faith that these words were spoken by Sri Shukdev Goswami. These words were attentively heard by Maharaj Parikshit and all our acharyas. So with faith, we should try to understand what is being spoken. And Srila Prabhupada's purports are there to help us understand what is being said. So there are certain verses we are going to read today where the purports are very technical, and I am going to have to read the entire purport with all of you because it is very technical. So please be patient. Our progress will be slow, but please know that we are in the nectarian ocean of Srīmad Bhāgavatam. Okay, so let's get started. Shri Gurave Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. Reading from Granthara Srīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 5, entitled The Cause of All Causes. And if I am correct, we have to start from verse number 17. Correct, everybody? No? 16? 16, okay. We'll start from verse number 16. Narayana paro yogo, Narayana param tapaha, Narayana param jnanam, Narayana paragati. So beautiful. Again, let's together recite. Narayana paro yogo, Narayana param tapaha, Narayana param jnanam, Narayana paragati. Translations and purports by our beloved founder Acharya Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Shri Srīmad Abhay Charana Arvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Brahmaji is speaking these verses to Narad Muni. When Narad Muni asks Brahmaji about creation, Brahmaji is offering these prayers. Brahmaji is saying, Narayana Paro Yogo. All different types of yogas, all different types of meditations or mysticisms, they are means for realizing Lord Narayan. All austerities are aimed at achieving Narayan. Narayana Param Tapaha. We do tapasya to get Narayan. Culture of transcendental knowledge is also for getting a glimpse of Lord Narayan. Narayana Param Jnanam. And ultimately, salvation is to enter the supreme kingdom of Lord Narayan. Narayana Paragatihi. The supreme destination is Lord Narayan. Supreme knowledge is Lord Narayan. All tapasya is meant to attain Narayan, to please Narayan. And all forms of yoga, meditation, they are meant to attain and realize Lord Narayan. These verses are similar to the verses in Srīmad Bhāgavatam previously. Vasudeva Paraveda, Vasudeva Paramakha, Vasudeva Parayoga, Vasudeva Parakriya, Vasudeva param jnanam, Vasudeva param tapah, Vasudeva paro dharmo, Vasudeva paragatihi. In meditation, there are two systems. Srila Prabhupada is writing in the purport. Please pay attention, okay? Hare Krishna. In meditation, there are two systems of yoga, namely Ashtanga Yoga and Sankhya Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga is practice in concentrating the mind, releasing oneself from all engagements by regulative processes, yam niyam, and concentration of the mind. Asana, yogasana, sitting postures, blocking the movements of internal circulation of air, pranayam, etc. There are 8 such activities that we have to do called Ashtanga Yoga. So all this meditation, concentration of the mind, self-control, bodily posture, breath control, this constitutes Ashtanga Yoga. The second is Sankhya Yoga. What is Sankhya Yoga? See, we have to understand these things very nicely. Sankhya Yoga. What is Sankhya Yoga? Sankhya Yoga is meant to distinguish the truth from those things that are temporary or ephemerals. What is the Vastava Vastu? Understanding that is Sankhya Yoga. But ultimately, so neti, not this, not this, not this. It's not the, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intelligence, I'm not Indian, I'm not American. All this neti, you, with conviction, you eliminate. Not this, not this. Not just, sitting and saying neti, not like that. With proper reasoning, proper conviction. Why I am not my mind? Why I am not my intelligence? Why I am not my ego? Properly, we have to understand and eliminate one by one by one. Why am I not this body? That is the Sankhya system. It's a slow process, but ultimately it also takes to Krishna only. Sankhya Yoga is meant to distinguish truth from things that are ephemerals or temporary. But ultimately, both systems are meant for realizing the impersonal Brahman, which is but a partial representation of Narayan, the personality of Godhead. So, Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavaniti Shabdate. Bhagavan Shri Narayan is realized by Ashtanga yogis as well as Sankhya yogis. But is the full glory of Lord Narayan realized by them? Yes or no? No. They realize one aspect of Lord Narayan, and that is the impersonal Brahman effulgence. So this Siddhanta should be clear. We go down a little bit. Gati. So in this verse, there is a line Narayana Para Gatihi. Gati refers to the ultimate destination or the last word in liberation. Gati means the ultimate destination or liberation. Kaler dosha nidhe rajan astiyo eka mahan guna kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha param rajet. That param dham, param destination is Gati. Harer nam, eva kevalam, kalau nasteva, gatir anyatha. To reach the ultimate destination, Gati, there is no other way than Harinam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then why do Bhakti Vaibhava? Why do Bhakti Shastri? Because we are studying Krishna. We are studying Krishna's Leela, Krishna's energies, Krishna's potencies, Krishna's greatness, so that when we sit to chant Harinam, we can chant with feeling. We can chant with sambandha. We can chant with conviction that really Harer Nam eva kevalam. Kalau nasteva gatiranyatha. That's why we are studying. Shripad Ayendra Prabhu. Srila Prabhupada appeared to him in a dream and ordered him, you write a book. You have done a lot of Sankirtan. You have inspired a lot of devotees. Now write a book. So in the dream, Sripad Ayendra Prabhu asks Srila Prabhupada, what should I write about Srila Prabhupada? Gurudev, what should I write about? Srila Prabhupada said, write a book about book distribution. So Srimad Ādi Prabhu wrote a book, The Heart of Book Distribution, where Srimad Ādi Prabhu writes, what is the heart of book distribution? The heart of book distribution is to distribute Srila Prabhupada's books to people and convince them to read, so that they get convinced that Harinam Sankirtan is the ultimate. You give them books so that they come to the temple and sit and do Harinam Sankirtan. Because when they read Srila Prabhupada's books, this will be very clear. Everywhere Prabhupada is saying, Hare Krishna, chant Hare Krishna, surrender to Krishna. So Gati refers to ultimate destination or the last word in liberation. Oneness with the impersonal Brahma Jyoti is not ultimate liberation. Mukta Sangha Prabhu, what does this mean?
So, so that is the lowest level of, lowest stage of liberation. Brahman realization.
It is not the ultimate.
Ultimate, it's not the Bhagavan realization.
Okay, good. Oneness with impersonal Brahma Jyoti is not ultimate liberation. Superior to that is sublime association of the personality of Godhead in one of the innumerable spiritual planets in the Vaikuntha sky. Satyarupa Mataji, what does this mean?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, does this mean that it is one of the liberations like Salokya, Sarupya, Samipya,
Yes. These are superior to what?
Then going to the Brahma Jyoti.
They are superior to Sayujya.
Sayujya.
Sayujya also called as Ekatva, becoming one with Brahma Jyoti.
Yes.
Superior to that is these types of liberations where we Samipya, we live close to Krishna, or Sarupya, we have the same spiritual form as Krishna, and Salokya, we live on the same planet. Samipya means very close, and Sarashti, we have the same opulences as Krishna, except of course Shrivatsa, Kaustubmani, that only Krishna has. So these are the different types of personal liberations. Prabhupada says sublime association of personality of Godhead in one of the spiritual planets in Vaikuntha sky. Is that clear? So personal liberation means to have Krishna's association, sublime relationship with Krishna. Therefore, the conclusion is that Sri Narayan, or the personality of Godhead, is the ultimate destination for all kinds of yoga systems, as well as for all kinds of liberation. The final destination is Lord Narayan or Krishna. Text 17. So, Janani Mataji, please, you can read this verse, verse 17. Tasyapi.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Tasyapi drashturishasya kūtastasyakhilātmanah srijyam srijami srishtoham ikshayevabhichoditah.
Inspired by Krishna only, I discover what is already created by Krishna. Under his vision as the all-pervading super soul, and I also am created by him only. So Brahmaji is giving all credit to where it is actually due. Where? To Lord Narayan. Brahmaji is telling Narad Muni, my dear child, listen, I do the secondary creation, but it is only because of being inspired by Krishna, who is Akhila Atmana. He is a super soul. He inspires me. Under his vision, I do it. Srijam. I create what has already been created. What did Brahmaji saying to Narad Muni? I create what has already been created. Now Srila Prabhupada will explain what that means. Srijam Srijami Shrishtoham. What a beautiful line Brahmaji is saying to his son Narad Muni. I create what has already been created by Narayan. Abhi, let's read. Purport. Even Brahma, pay attention, I will randomly ask questions. Even Brahma, the creator of the universe, admits that he is not the actual creator, but is simply inspired by Lord Narayan. and therefore creates under his superintendence those things already created by him. See, when we chant the Gayatri Mantra, those of the devotees who are second initiated, the word Prachodayat comes, which means may Krishna, may Gauranga, and may Gurudev inspire me. Whatever activities I do in life, let they be inspired by Guru, Gauranga, Gopinath. In the Brahma Gayatri Mantra, in the Guru Gayatri Mantra, in the Gaura Gayatri Mantra, and in the Kam Gayatri Mantra, which is the last mantra we chant, the word Prachodita comes, which means may I be inspired by Guru, Gauranga, Gopijana Vallabha, like that. So here Brahmaji is saying, whatever I do it by the inspiration, Avichoditaha, by the inspiration of Lord Narayan only. Little bit down, 2 sentences down. The super soul is the supreme Lord, referred to here as Akhila Atmanaha. The super soul, Paramatma Krishna, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Vedadeshi Arjuna Tishtati. The super soul is the supreme Lord, personality of Godhead. Whereas the individual soul, the Jiva Atma, is the eternal servitor of the Lord. So Jivatma is the Das and Paramatma is the Ishwar, controller. The Lord inspires the individual soul to create, please listen carefully, Lord Krishna or Lord Narayana inspires the individual soul to create what is already created by the Lord. And by the goodwill of the Lord, a discoverer of something in the world is accredited as the discoverer. It is said that Columbus discovered the Western Hemisphere, but actually the Western Hemisphere land was not created by Columbus. It was already there by the potency of Krishna. Columbus, by dint of his past service to the Lord, was blessed with the credit of discovering America. So everywhere it is said Columbus discovered America. Similarly, no one can create anything without the sanction of Lord Narayan, since everyone sees according to his ability. This ability is also given by Lord Narayan. Paurusham Nrushu. Our ability, the ability in man, Balam Balavatam Cha Aham. Krishna is giving this ability. How Krishna gives the ability? On what basis? This ability is also awarded by Lord Krishna according to one's willingness to render service unto the Lord. One must therefore voluntarily be willing to offer service to Krishna. Because all the power that is given, it is meant to serve Krishna. And to the degree we want to serve Krishna, to that degree we will be empowered. Srila Akinchan Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, a very dear disciple of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he was in the Gaudiya Math. He was very attached to chanting. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada wanted that there should be 24 hours chanting in the Gaudiya Math. So much so that he put an advertisement in the Calcutta newspaper, looking for a devotee who will just sit and chant. Can you imagine such an ad? So Babaji Mahasaya shows up, Akinchan Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj. And he just chanted. He had such taste for chanting. He became a disciple and he was chant. It is described in his biography that for 40 years, no one ever saw him sleep. Devotees would be sleeping at night, taking rest, and he would be sitting and chanting. They would wake up for Mangalarati, he was still sitting there and chanting. And then he would come for the program, he would chant there, he would lead Kirtan. And then throughout the day, he would be chanting. And the devotees realized that what we do on Ekadashi, Jagaran, Srila Akinchan Krishnadas was doing every day. Every day. Such devotion, such dedication, such taste for chanting Harinam. And Srila Akinchan Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj personally told His Holiness Bibi Govind Maharaj Please listen carefully. His Holiness Bibi Govinda Swami Maharaj, one of our Gurujans in ISKCON, was personally told by Srila Kinchan Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, I am not surprised that Swami Maharaj was the chosen one. Srila Prabhupada, our Prabhupada is called Swami Maharaj in Gaudiya Math, because sannyas name that His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj gave our Prabhupada is Swami. So he Bhakti Vedanta Swami. He already had Bhakti on the title. Already. Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj had already given that title, even when Prabhupada was a Grihastha. It was Bhakti Vedanta. So now he became Bhakti Vedanta Swami. And Prabhupada was very fond of the name that he received from Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada during his first and second initiation. And that was Abhay Charanaravinda Das. So he maintained that. So AC is Abhay Charanaravinda, then Bhakti Vedanta given by his god brothers, and Swami given by Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj. So Abhay Charanaravinda, Bhakti Vedanta, Swami. That is the name. And Prabhupada in short would write AC Bhakti Vedanta Swami. But we always add a suffix. So we say, they say Maharaj. So Prabhupada was called Swami Maharaj. Name is Swami. Swami Maharaj. All the god brothers called him Swami Maharaj. And we add another suffix to it. Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. And before we add a prefix, because it's an honorific, we offer our honor. ऐसे थोड़ी नाम लेंगे. When a mundane Raja who cannot control his senses comes in the palace, what do they say? Oh, Chakravarti Samrat, Dhana, Dhana, Chhatrapati, so and so, Maharaj, Padar Rahe Hai, Boom. What Maharaj? He might have conquered and controlling some piece of land. But can he control anger? Can he control lust? Char paanch raniyan hai. Can he control lust? No. उसमें जो सबसे youngest queen है, सबसे beautiful queen है, she'll be the favorite. History देख लो. ऐसे ही है. Whether it is Suruchi Suniti, with all due respect, whether it is Kaikeyi and Kausalya. Valmiki Ramayana says. But real Maharaj is one who has conquered the kingdom within. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Matsar. Not only that, giving empowerment to others to control their inner environment. That is real Maharaj. So we have to give a lot of honor. So we say Srīmad or His Divine Grace, Abhay Charanaravinda, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj, Prabhupada. That is how we say. So anyway, coming back to the story, I have heard this personally from Srila Bibi Govind Maharaj in a YouTube video. It's there, very famous. Srila Bibi Govind Maharaj says that Srila Kinchan Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj told him personally that I am not surprised that your Swami Maharaj, your Prabhupada, was the chosen one by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Papi jabe dharma chhadi dure deshe jai, mora senapati jaibe tathai. Mahaprabhu in Sri Chaitanya Mangal of Sri Lochandas Thakur declares that when the papi, the sinful people, they will give up dharma and they will go and settle in different places of the world. At that time, my Senapati Bhakta will come. Mora Senapati Bhakta, Jaibe Tathai, will go, run behind them, catch them. Like Prabhupada said, na, why are you sitting in the jet aeroplane? Sannyasis are not supposed to use all these modern conveyances. Prabhupada said people are going to hell at the speed of jet airplanes. So I have to get on a jet airplane to stop them and save them. Mora Senapati Bhakta Jaibe Tathai. He will go to the foreign countries and preach the message. Gauravani Pracharine and Paschatya Prachya Deshatarine. Saved everywhere. Both the hemispheres were saved by Srila Prabhupada. So I'm not surprised that that prediction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Senapati Bhakta, it turned out that it was Swami Maharaj that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was speaking about. But I'm not surprised, he told Srila Bibi Govind Maharaj. So when Maharaj asked, Ki, Babaji, why you are not surprised? So he said, because in the history of this world, there has never been an Acharya who has so much faith in the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He said, Swami Maharaj had nothing. He had no experience of living in the foreign country. He had not one disciple there. He had no contact. He had no money. There was no help coming. With some cereal, potatoes and Bhagavatam, he gets on a ship. 70-year-old man. and he creates a revolution. So he sets fire all over the world, every continent inhabited by man, every major city. And he's so powerful. He sends devotees who became devotees literally few months ago. Socho, Bhakti Vriksha chalate hain hum log. Think of a devotee who became devotee 6 months ago. Can we send him? Go now to London. You 3 couples, go 6 mahine pehle bhakt bane. Go to London and start a temple. Kar sakte hai? Hai kisi mein dam? You go to Australia, you go to Italy, and every time it was success rate was 100%. ऐसा कभी हुआ नहीं. Srila Prabhupada sent and it failed. हो ही नहीं सकता. And Srila Prabhupada would go after 6 months and there would be a temple there. कैसे possible है? इतनी शक्ति कहाँ? कली काले धर्म कृष्ण नाम संकीर्तन कृष्ण शक्ति बिना नाही तार प्रवर्तन. These are the words of Sripad Vallabhacharya in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Kali Yuga Dharma Krishna Nam Sankirtan. What is the Yuga Dharma in Kali Yuga? Krishna Nam Sankirtan. Krishna Shakti Bina Nahi Tara Pravar. And no one can spread Nam Sankirtan movement without being empowered by Krishna. What empowerment Srila Prabhupada manifested. Tremendous empowerment. Satarati Satarati Sa Lokantarayati. So this was amazing. Srila Akinchan Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj said that no one has had such faith in the holy name. Prabhupada knew by sitting in Tompkins Square Park in New York, loudly, single-handedly, without any sound system, with no followers, no kartal, there was no harmonium, there was no mridang. बच्चे बने थे ना drum, खिलौना, वैसा half टूटा हुआ drum. We can see the video. It's not even a proper drum. It has only one side. ऐसा एक हाथ में drum, दूसरे हाथ से बजा रहे प्रभुपाद. 3.5 घंटे सिटिंग अंडर दैट ट्री. चलो पहले शुरू किया तो पुलिस ने आके उठाया, उठो यहाँ से, अलाउड नहीं है इधर कीर्तन, कहीं और जाओ. Prabhupada went and sat under that tree. And my Guru Maharaj Srila Radhanaswami Maharaj says that tree has descended from Golok Vrindavan. Abhi when Maharaj goes, he embraces that tree, offers obeisances. Under that tree for 3.5 hours, Srila Prabhupada, alone, in the sweltering heat, he did the first Harinam Sankirtan on the North American continent. First public Harinam Sankirtan. It was so amazing. Alone he did. And some devotees came and some people came, hippies came and danced. And Prabhupada had full faith that simply by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, everything will happen. They will get purified, they will become devotees, the movement will spread. Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Such faith. This is not theoretical faith. Prabhupada actually did it. He went Naam Bharose. Bhakti nahi, Veda nahi. Name khub adharo. Bhakati Vedanta nama ebe sarthako. The last sentence, last stanza of this beautiful bhajan Prabhupada ji wrote. Boro kripa kaile Krishna adhamera prati. Says, Krishna, you are so merciful on this adham jeev. But I don't have bhakti and I don't have Ved. What is the name? Bhakti Vedanta. Prabhupada says, Bhakti nahi, Ved nahi. I don't have bhakti and I don't have knowledge. Bhakti nahi, Veda nahi. तो क्या है आपके पास? नामे खूब अधर. I have great faith in your name. That I have. I will not deny. बस नाम भरोसे. बस नाम भरोसे I have come. Now it is up to you that you fulfill the purport of the name Bhakti. Bhakti Vedanta nama ebe sarthak karo. I only have name. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. What a personality. Srila Prabhupada is. What a personality. Big guy हम लोग. है ना? So, where were we? हाँ. Krishna gives ability based on the surrender. Therefore, Srila Akinchan Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, Prabhupada's best friend, he was not surprised that it was Swami Maharaj. It was not surprising to him at all. It was such faith he had in the holy name. Such faith. When his sannyas initiation was going on, So of course, during sannyas, there are so many swaha, swaha, so many mantras are chanted and this and that. And Srila Akinchan Krishna Babaji Maharaj was told कि आप पीछे बैठ के थोड़ा कीर्तन कीजिए. Kirtan should go on during sannyas ceremony. Two devotees were getting sannyas, Prabhupada and Muni Maharaj. So Srila Akinchan Krishna Babaji Maharaj is sitting and playing mridanga. And some devotees were present there. They said, shh, softly, you're too loud. The mantra should be heard. Yajna ki jo mantra hai na, they should be heard. You're disturbing me. So Prabhupada turned back, looked at his friend, Srila Akinchan Krishna Babaji Maharaj, and with his gesture, Prabhupada told Babaji Maharaj, chalna, keep doing, don't become soft, keep chanting. This is most important. Prabhupada had too much faith, complete faith in the Harinam. Prabhupada was convinced that Harir Naam Eva Kevalam. Nothing else will work. Harir Naam Eva Kevalam. That is why one can have disciples like Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj. ऐसे surrender करेंगे क्या Gaur Govind Maharaj? पूरे भारत भ्रमण किए थे. He had met all the sadhus and then he came and surrendered. Srila Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj. Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. The list just goes on and on and on. Somebody, can you imagine somebody like Srila Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj surrendering to an old man? Somebody of the intelligence of Hridayananda Goswami Maharaj? If you analyze ek Prabhupada ke disciples, it is mind-boggling. And many of them, Srila Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj coming in the line of Arjun, Panda Arjun. Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj coming in the line of Narottam. These are exceptions. But if you see the vast majority of them, they are not even from the Indian culture. And to make such people from such diverse background come and surrender to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it really takes someone of a very high caliber. These are very, very intelligent, materially accomplished personalities. ऐसा नहीं कि रास्ते से उठा के लाया किसी को. Devotees like Srila Indraduma Swami Maharaj. Have you heard his lectures? His Holiness Indraduma Swami Maharaj. Prabhupada's somebody like Jayananda Prabhu was so sweet, so surrendered. Matlab, cannot take all the names, but suffice it to say, I will tell something, and I have said this so many times, but Param Pujya Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, the Gaudiya Math, very close to Srila Prabhupada, he said, Srila Narayan Maharaj himself said, if we analyze the Gaudiya Sampradaya from the time it started, from the time of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please listen carefully. If we analyze the whole Guru Parampara, all the generations, Srila Narayan Maharaj says, after the time of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, not counting the disciples of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, unki baat nahi kar rahe. After that, he says there hasn't been any Acharya who has attracted the high caliber devotees like your Swami Maharaj. No Acharya has had such an army like Swami Maharaj did. From where he got these people, it's unimaginable. He just goes and Ladhe Mataji, Jamuna Devi, these personalities like, says this world has not seen. The history of Gaudiya Vaishnava has not seen such Guru Sevaks. Prabhupada disciples ko analyze kijiye. They are such amazing Guru Sevaks. We cannot do what they have done. Can we give up our family's education and just run after a 70-year-old man? Do what he says. He says, go to that country and live in that rat-infested field and build a temple there. Can we do that? No, my parents are there now. Guruji, I'll do Yukta Vairagya. I'll do from home. I cannot come with you. Sorry. I can give some donation. These Prabhupada disciples, what they did, this history of this world has never seen. They had everything at their beck and call and they just left everything and followed Prabhupada. Wherever Prabhupada went. Prabhupada ke liye rice banane ko nahi bola to Jamuna Mataji said, I will jump off the moving train. Pantry wale ko. ऐसे गुरु से वो कहाँ मिलेंगे? Brahmananda Prabhu goes to Pakistan to preach when the riots are going on. When India-Pakistan war is going on, 1970s, and he's in preaching Harinam Sankirtan in Pakistan. ऐसे गुरु से वो कहाँ मिलेंगे? कहाँ मिलेंगे? Prince Johnson says, "Chal, you're a lady, go away. I have nothing to do with you. I have to kill these brahmacharis, 9 brahmacharis." She says, "No, they are servants of Prabhupada. How dare you try to kill the devotees of Krishna?" And she jumps, 40-year-old lady. She jumps at the leader of the rebel army. They are all wielding AK-47s. Get shot. ऐसे गुरु सेवक कहाँ मिलेंगे? Srila Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj is praying with all his heart, let me get suffering. I want to suffer for all the devotees of ISKCON so that they make advancement and I suffer on their behalf. And he's praying to Srila Prabhupada like this. Where we can find such Guru Sevaks? Prabhupada attracted an incomparable army. So why is all this happening? Brahmaji says, to the extent one is surrendered, to the extent one wants to serve Krishna, to that extent Lord Krishna empowers a jiva. So Krishna Shakti Virana hi Tara Pravartan. Without Krishna's empowerment, one cannot do. And Krishna will empower to the degree one is sincere. That is the point I want to make. This ability is awarded by the Lord according to one's willingness to render service unto the Lord. To the degree you want to serve, Krishna will empower. Lord Brahma is a great devotee of the Lord. Therefore, he has been empowered or inspired, abhichodita, by the Lord to create. This Shrishti Shakti has been given to Brahmaji because he is a great devotee. In Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says, Tasmat tvam uttishta, yasho labhasva, jitva shatrum, bhungshva rajyam samriddham. Mayai vaide nihata purvamev. I have already killed them. So what is your role? Nimitta matram bhavasabhyasai. Just become my instrument. Krishna is saying. Bhagavad Gita 11.33. The battle of Kurukshetra or any other battle at any place or at any time, listen carefully, is made by the will of the Lord. Hare Krishna. For no one can arrange such mass annihilation without the sanction of the Lord. The party of Duryodhana insulted Draupadi, a great devotee of Krishna, and she appealed to the Lord as well as to all the silent observers of this unwarranted insult. Arjun was then advised by the Lord to fight and take credit. Tasmatvam uttishta yasho labhasva. Get up and fight and gain victory. Otherwise, the party of Duryodhana would be killed anyway by the will of Lord Krishna. That day in the Kuru Sabha, when Draupadi was insulted, the death sentence was already signed by Krishna for Duryodhana and his brothers. Either Arjun could go along with Krishna's plan and take credit, or he will not. It's the choice. Krishna will do it anyway. So a devotee says, Karishya Vacharam Tav. I will do what you say. So Arjun was advised just to become the agent and take the credit for killing great generals like Bhishma Dev and Karna. So this is a very interesting Siddhanta Srila Prabhupada is saying. No one can arrange such mass annihilation without the sanction of the Lord. It's not possible. Call me crazy. I'm supposed to speak only Shastra. But in Bhakti, if something in one's heart is in line with Shastra, it can be spoken. Now see here. Draupadi was insulted by Duryodhana and Dushasana. And who were killed in the Kurukshetra war? Kshatriyas from all over the world. Now, many of them were present in the Kuru Sabha and they were silent spectators. So their death sentence also was guaranteed. But not all of them were present. Not all of them were present. So what is this happening? When a great Vaishnava aparadh is committed, there is mass reaction. In Chaitanya Charitamrita also in the Antelila, there is a verse where Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that when a great Mahanta like Srila Haridas Thakur is insulted, the entire country can get destroyed. Entire city can get destroyed as a reaction. It is so horrible. Vaishnava Aparadha. And I don't know if I should say this. You can just delete it from your mind, but I'm going to say it anyway because it has been in my heart. But there is a very great Vaishnava in Vrindavan, very great Vaishnava, perhaps one of the most advanced devotees in this, not on the planet, in this universe. And he was going on Vrindavan Parikrama. And because of his growing popularity, there was some envy, and some people attacked him and beat him up on Parikrama Marg in Vrindavan. And literally few weeks after that, the COVID pandemic started at the end of 2019. So the point is that the party of Duryodhana insulted Draupadi, a great devotee of Krishna, and Arjuna was advised to fight and take credit. Otherwise, they were already killed anyway by the will of the Lord. Those who are not surrendered souls are put under the care of material nature. Brahmayan sarva bhutani yantra rudhani mayaya. Therefore, they are allowed to do things on their own account and suffer the consequences themselves. See, those who are not surrendered souls are put under the care of material nature. If we are not under the care of Krishna, then we are under the care of material nature. And material nature is very bad. We are just struggling. Mana shashtani indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. We are working very hard. And we suffer the consequences. Next verse is 18. Mataji, Janani Mataji, can you please read? So please don't feel bad I said like that about the pandemic, but maybe it is accumulated karma for the world. So many abortions are going on, so many animal slaughter is going on, cow slaughter is going on. But even when the sadhus are troubled and tortured, then there's a lot of destruction, a lot of reaction in this world. So therefore it is said that sadhus are like fire. Fire is very good. Without fire, we cannot cook food. Without fire, we cannot maintain warmth in the winter. Fire is very essential. But if the fire is mishandled and there's a fire in the house, the whole house can be burned down to ashes, can be destroyed. So great devotees are compared to fire according to Srīmad Bhāgavatam. Okay, so please read Mataji, verse 18.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Sattvam rajastama iti nirgunasya gunastrayah sthiti sarga nirodeshu grihita mayaya vibho.
Supreme Lord is pure spiritual form, transcendental to all material qualities, yet for the sake of the creation of the material world and its maintenance and annihilation, Shrishti Sthiti Pralaya, he accepts through his external energy the material modes of nature called Sattvagun, Rajogun, Tamogun, goodness, passion, ignorance. The Supreme Lord, purport, the Supreme Lord is the master of the external energy. Mayadhyakshana Prakriti, Suyate Sacharacharam. And this Prakriti is manifested by the three modes of material nature, namely goodness, passion, and ignorance. And as master of this energy, he is never affected by the influence of such bewildering energy. Krishna is never affected by this Maya. The living entities, the jivas, however, are affected. They are affected by Maya. And that is the difference between Krishna and the jivas. So this you have to understand. We have read this many times in Jaiva Dharma also. That the difference is that Krishna is the master of Maya, and Jiva, when the Jiva gets entangled in Maya, gets completely overpowered by Maya. But Krishna can never get overpowered by Maya. Maya is always subservient to Krishna. That is the difference between Krishna and the Jiva. On the next, towards the end of the purport, something very beautiful is there. Factually, the Lord is eternally manifested by his internal potency or spiritual potency, spiritual energy, just like the sun and its rays in the clear sky. But at times, he creates the material energy, just as the sun creates a cloud in the clear sky. How does the sun create a cloud? Raise your hand. Scientific question. Yes, Muktanga Prabhu.
By water, Prabhu. It absorbs the water and then
Evaporates the water.
evaporates the water.
Very good. So the sun creates the cloud, but the sun is ever increasingly unaffected by a spot of cloud. Can the cloud cover the sun? No. Cloud is on this tiny little earth. Sun is far away, very, very big, much bigger than the earth, and unlimitedly bigger than that little cloud. The cloud is insignificant to the sun. So cloud cannot cover the sun. The sun is unaffected by the cloud that it creates. Sun has created a cloud, but the cloud cannot do anything to the sun. But the cloud can cover us, isn't it? We say, oh, it's a cloudy day. We cannot see the sun today. It's a cloudy day. Dekha? Sun ko farak nahi padta. Sun doesn't make any difference to sun, but makes difference to us. Cloud is like Maya. We are like the person living on earth, and sun is like Krishna. Krishna is sustaining us. Sun is sustaining us, all life. Sun is creating the cloud. Sun is not affected by the cloud. We are affected temporarily because sometimes our vision gets covered by the cloud, so we cannot see the sun. That is exactly Maya. For some time she can cover the Jiva, but she cannot cover Krishna. As the sun is ever increasingly unaffected by a spot of a cloud, so also the unlimited Lord is unaffected by the spot of material energy manifested at times in the unlimited span of the Lord's rays of Brahma Jyoti. This you have to understand, that the whole sky actually is Brahma Jyoti. The whole sky is Brahma Jyoti. Within this brilliant, effulgent Brahma Jyoti sky, there is one spot, one cloud, and that is the material world, the Mahatattva. Text 19. Yes, Mataji. Janani Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Karyakarana kartrutve द्रव्यज्ञान क्रियाश्रयाः बध्नन्ति नित्यदा मुक्तं मायिनं पुरुषं गुणाः.
These three modes of material nature, goodness, passion, ignorance, being further manifested as matter, knowledge, and activities, put the eternally transcendental living entity under conditions of cause and effect, and make the living entity responsible for such activities. We get affected by our karma. We are bound. Karma bandhan. We are bound. So these three modes of material nature, they manifest as matter, knowledge, and activities. Matter, knowledge, and activities, they come from these three modes of material nature. And then we get entangled in the cause effect. And we are responsible for our activities. Now, getting technical here, big purport. Because they are between the, now listen, this is very beautiful what Prabhupada says. Because they are between the internal and external potencies, the eternally transcendental living entities, Jivatmas, are called the marginal potency of the Lord. This sentence is clear, everyone? Amrit Gaurang Madhuri, explain the sentence in simple words. You have to unmute, Padre. Sorry. Yeah.
I did. Because they are between the internal and external potencies, the externally transcendental living entities are called the marginal potency of the Lord. Because the living entity by soul, it is the internal potency of the Lord, like we read the other day, Prabhu, how it is offshoot of the internal potency, and the material world is the external potency of the Lord. So because living entity is made of both the elements, is the marginal potency.
Okay, so now stay unmuted. So the Jiva, the marginal potency, is between internal and external potency. Now listen, factually, the living entities are not meant to be conditioned by material energy. But due to their being affected by the false sense of lording it over the material energy, they come under the influence of material energy and thus become conditioned by the three modes of material energy. So what do you understand from this? If I ask you, why are we bound by material energy? What would you say?
Because of the false conditioning of this material world, which is similar to the example that we read in the previous verse, where the cloud is covering us from the sun for temporarily, but we think that we are in darkness by illusion. So because of conditioning. Prabhu.
Because of conditioning. Very good. Now, Nityalila Gaurangi Mataji, why did this conditioning happen? Why does this conditioning happen? What is the sin?
Desire to lording it over.
Yes, that is. We want to enjoy external energy of Krishna. Krishna Bahirmukh Jeev Bhogvancha. We turn away from Krishna. And now we want to enjoy Maya. We have turned away from Krishna. Krishna Bahirmukh Jeev Bhogvancha. Nikatastha Maya Tare Jhapatiya Dhare. We have turned away from Krishna. It is like a person, a prince, living comfortably in a palace with 100 servants, loving king and queen, loving father and mother, wonderful siblings. Ekdam perfect life chal raha hai. But there is a man-eating tiger close by at the periphery of the forest. And this fellow leaves his parents, leaves the security safety of the palace, opens the gate, and without telling anyone, runs into the forest. अब टाइगर ने पकड़ लिया ना, अब क्या? कृष्ण बहिर्मुख जीव भोगवांछा करे, निकटस्थ माया तारे झापटिया धारे. That is our situation. So what do we have to do now? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Prabhupada said, like a child helplessly calling out to the parents, we have to call out to Radha and Krishna. Hey, just imagine the king and the soldiers with sword and spears, they come running, charging at the tiger. Tiger, he'll run away. Tiger will run away for sure. So like that. So this is very beautiful. Prabhupada is explaining. What is our sin? So in short, if I ask you, what is the problem with us? Our problem is we want to enjoy separately from Krishna. Bas, this is the bottom line. We want to enjoy separately. Now we have to analyze our life. Are we enjoying food without offering it to Krishna? Are we going for a vacation where we will forget Krishna? Are we doing something where we will forget Krishna? Are we doing something that will hurt Krishna's devotees? This is how we have to analyze how much we are anukul to Krishna. And anything that is pratikul for Krishna, we should give up. Anukul is sankalpa, pratikul is varjana. Nityalila Gauravati, you want to say something, Madhuri?
I have a question. So how, I think we already discussed this before, but people ask this question again and again. So how to explain that why we came into this world? Because there is no ahankar, there is no maya, there is no, all these are material element, even the up to the false ego, mind, intelligence, right? So we give up everything, even the one going to Brahmajyoti will give up. So sometimes people are, asking that why, then how can we come back here if we are there? There is no effect of time also. So what is the best way, I would say, to answer such thing?
The best way to answer is that we are here in this material world because of misuse of our independence, by making wrong choice. We are choosing to be here. Krishna is calling us in Bhagavad Gita again and again. Come to my abode, come to my abode. Do this, you'll come to me. Do this, you'll come to me. Mam eva shasi. Again and again Krishna is saying. So we are here because of our misuse of our free will. Like that you can say.
Okay.
Without
Thank
making
you.
it technical. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Little down in the purport. By the covering power of the material energy, the material scientist cannot look beyond the material causes. But factually, behind the material manifestations, there are adhibhuta, adhyatma, and adhidaiva actions, which the conditioned soul in the mode of ignorance cannot see, cannot understand. The adhibhut manifestation entails repetitions of birth and death with old age and diseases. Janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi. Janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi. Adhibhut. The Adhyatma manifestation conditions the spirit soul. Conditions the spirit soul. That I am this material body and I have to enjoy in this world, and then we become conditioned. We develop that sankuchit drushti, that I am this body, I am this personality. You forget that I am not to this body, but I am separate from this body. I belong to Krishna. I have nothing to do with this material world. The Adhidaiva manifestation is the controlling system. Adhidaiva. So these are the material manifestations of cause and effect, and the sense of responsibility of the conditioned actors. They are, after all, manifestations of the conditioned state, and the human being's freedom from such conditioned state is the highest perfectional attainment. Success of life is not to become accomplished in this game of material world, Prabhupada says game, in this game of material world, but to get away from it, become free. Therefore, in Bhagavad Gita 12th chapter, Krishna says very beautiful statement that Tyagat Shantim Anantaram. Tyagat Shanti, not Bhogat Shanti. The whole material philosophy is Bhogat Shanti. You indulge in this enjoyment and you will be happy. You will get peace by enjoying. Tyagat Shanti. By not doing it, by not indulging in sense gratification, we can get real peace. So we'll do one last verse, verse 20. Mataji, Mataji is there, huh? Janani Mataji. Read Mataji, please. 20.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. स एष भगवान् लिङ्गैस्त्रिभिर् एतैर् अधोक्षजः स्वलक्षित गतिर्ब्रह्मन् सर्वेषां ममचेश्वरः.
Oh, Brahman Narad, Shri Brahmaji is saying to Shripad Narad Muni, oh Brahman Narad, the superseer, the transcendental Lord, is beyond the perception of the material senses. He is adhokshaja, beyond the senses perception of the living entities, because of the above mentioned three modes of nature. But he is the controller of everyone, including me. Sarvesham mama cheshwara. Mere bhi Ishwar wahi hai. How beautiful. Brahmaji is saying that my Ishwar also is Krishna, is Lord Narayan. The Lord, a little down in the purport, few sentences down. The Lord is not approachable by anyone because the Lord is curtained. He has a curtain by his Yogamaya potency. Shama Vallavi Mataji, which verse is this from Bhagavad Gita? Naham Prakash.
Don't know, Prabhuji, that shloka.
Okay, who knows? Rishi Prabhu? Okay, no problem. Sarojanandini Mataji, which verse is this? Krishna is saying that, Prabhupada is saying that Krishna is not approachable by everyone because he's curtained by his Yogamaya potency.
Naham Prakasha Sarvasya Yogamaya Samavritah Modoyam Nabijanati Lokomamajavavayam.
Ultimate. Very nice. Very nice. Such a beautiful verse this is. Okay. But one should not wrongly conclude that the Lord was formerly unmanifested and has now manifested himself in the human form. Who can tell what verses? I'll be very happy. Who can tell? 1, 2, and the last number is 3. Yes, Nitrila Varangadiri. Very nice verse this is. Bolo?
Is it avyaktam vyaktimapannam?
Yes. Mannante mam abudhaya param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram or mama vayam anuttamam. Very nice. Avyaktam vyaktim apannam manyante mam abudhaya. Abudhaya. Foolish people think avyaktam. I was first avyakta, vyaktim apannam, and now I have taken the Brahmajyoti has taken the form of this Krishna, Sham Sundar. Param bhavam ajanam. They think that this form of mine is some temporary form that some unmanifested Brahman has taken. No. Param bhavam ajanando. They don't know my supreme form. Mama vayam anuttamam. I am avyay. This form of mine is imperishable. and anuttam, it is completely pure. So Prabhupada is saying these sentences, but they are from Bhagavad Gita. But one should not wrongly conclude that Lord Krishna was formerly unmanifested and has now manifested himself in human form. This misconception of the formlessness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is due to Yogamaya curtain of the Lord and can be removed. How? Only by the Supreme Will. If Krishna wills, then this Maya ka parda hat sakta hai. As soon as the conditioned soul surrenders, Maya mevaya prapadyante, Maya metam tarantite. Like that. Which is that verse in Bhagavad Gita? Raise your hand if you know, where Krishna says that something similar. When I come in the human form, people just, many foolish people don't understand me and they make fun of me. Yes, Shamavalai Mataji. I see your hand.
Jananti Mamoda Manishim Tanamashritam Parambhava Ajananto Mama Bhuta Maheshwara.
Very nice. Thank you. Very nice. Okay, so we'll stop here. We'll read the last sentence of the purport. It's very beautiful. The devotees of the Lord who are transcendental to the above mentioned three modes of material nature can see the all blissful transcendental form of the Lord with their vision of love in the attitude of pure devotional service. What verse is this? Prabhupada's sentences. Okay, I'm counting till 3. 1, 2, and the last number is. Why am I doing all this? Instead, I should say I'll chant Hare Krishna 3 times. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shyamchandra Prabhu. Yes. What verse is that? Prabhupada is saying.
From Brahma Samhita.
Yes.
Prema Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. That one.
Yes. Santa Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundarama Chintana Sarupam Govinda Namaham. Very nice, very nice. So thank you. So we'll stop here. Srīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai. If I don't give you your corrected papers by Tuesday, you should all chastise me. Okay, so I will give it this weekend. That is my to-do list. Bhagavatam ki jai. I have been procrastinating. Aaj kare so kal kar, kal kare so parso. इतनी जल्दी क्या है प्यारे, जब जीना है कोई भरोसा नहीं. पदम पदम विपदम. निश्वास नाही विश्वास. Okay, so yes, Shama Vallavi Mataji, go ahead please. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you for the wonderful class. Dandavat Pranams. Prabhuji, in the 5 types of liberation, Sayujya Mukti devotees, they don't want because they will not have any seva there, merging with the Brahman. But other types, Sarupya, Samipya, will they prefer Prabhuji because whether they will get seva there in that liberation?
So what is the question about the 4 types of liberation?
Whether the devotees prefer that 4 types of liberation.
Whether devotees prefer that?
Yes.
No, devotees don't ask for any sort of liberation. Devotees only ask for service, for seva. Mama janmani janmani bhavatat bhakti rahetu kitoi. That is our siddhanta. That is our motto. So Mahaprabhu is saying, Mama janmani janmani ishware. Mujhe janma janmantar. Janma means not liberation. Hai na? Not liberation. So Mama janmani janmani ishware bhavatat bhakti rahetu kitoi. You keep me in whatever condition you want. Don't give me liberation if you don't want. You keep me in this world. But please, birth after birth, I should be a pure devotee. Mama janmani janmanishware bhavatat bhaktir ahetuki toi. I want ahetuki bhakti. Means pure bhakti. Birth after birth. So we don't pray for liberation. That Krishna, you know what? I'll take Sarupya. I want to have a form like you. I want to be handsome like you. No, devotee doesn't pray like that. Krishna, you can maro bhi, rakho bhi, jo ichha tohar. Whatever you want to do, you do with me. I have no demand. I have no demands. Because making demand means we don't have tolerance. Remember we saw tolerance means We don't make demands and we don't complain. This is not explicitly stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita, but Mahaprabhu says, give the examples of tree and says these two things. But our acharyas, whose lectures I have heard, when they elaborate on this verse, they explain it like that. Tolerance means no complaints and no demands. So we don't make any demand that Krishna give me salokya or give me samipya. No. Devotee simply begs for service. Yatha tatha vidhatu lampato. You can do whatever you want with me. Mat prananath sevana para. You are my prananath. I just want to serve you. That's all. Tadera charana sevi bhakta sanevas. Janame janame mora ei abhilash. My only abhilasha is that I get the association of your pure devotees. Aham hare tava padai kamula. So we simply pray for service. Radha Krishna seva pao ei abhilashi. Nowhere our acharyas have prayed that. Salokya mukti pao ei abhilashi. No. We simply want to serve. So we don't think about liberation. Liberation is a byproduct of bhakti. When bhakti is there, then mukti is standing Kritanjali with folded hands like this. Vilomangal Thakur says. So we don't think of liberation. We don't pray for liberation. We only want to serve Radha and Krishna, and we want to see Radha and Krishna happy. We want to see Gauranga Mahaprabhu happy. We chant Hare Krishna to make them happy, to make our Guru Maharaj happy. That is our only prayer. Okay. We don't aspire for liberation. Is that clear, Mataji?
That means in that 4 types of liberation, seva will not be there. That is the meaning, Prabhuji.
So see, actually, no one can live on the same planet as Krishna, Salokya. No one can live close to Krishna, Samipya. Nobody can have the same bodily features, Sarupya. And no one can have the same opulence, Sarashti, like Krishna, unless one has performed bhajan, unless one has performed devotional service, or unless one wants to perform devotional service. But what the devotees say, Salokya, Sarupya, Sarashti, Samipya, Ekatvam Apiyuta, Diyamanam na grinanti vinamat sevanam jana. The Bhakta says that if these liberations are given, 5 types of liberation are given, and there is no service that comes along with it, then I don't want it. Even if I'm given, I don't. Diyamanam na grinanti vinamat sevanam jana. But that is like saying, Bhaktivinoda Thakur saying that I don't want to be born as Brahma if I am Krishna Bahirmukh. But I would prefer to be born as a Kita, as an insect in the griha, in the house of a Bhakta. You ever heard Manasa Deha Geha, that song? Bhaktivinoda Thakur says like that. Now, is it possible that Brahmaji is not a devotee? Generally, no, because a great devotee becomes Brahma, and if a great devotee is not available to take the position of Brahma, then Krishna himself becomes Brahma. So generally speaking, Brahmaji is a devotee, always. In Chaitanya Charitamrita also we see, when all the different Brahmajis from different Brahmandas came to Dwarka, and they offered their Dandavat Pranam to Dwarkadish Krishna, they are all devotees. But it's a Utsaha Vakya. You get Utsaha, the author is saying that I don't even want to be a Brahma if I'm going to be Bahirmukh to you, Krishna. Instead, I would like to be born as an insect, but in the house of a devotee. Or this verse of Srīmad Bhāgavatam, where it is being said to Kapil Deva that Diyamanam na grinanti vinamat sevanam jana. That my devotees are so great that they don't even want these liberations if it does not entail service to me. But these types of liberation always entail service. How can you live on the same planet of Krishna and not serve Krishna? Kya karenge wahan pe? Carom thodi khelenge. Seva hi karenge na. So it is a given, but still the devotee is emphasizing that if service is not there, then I don't want. Like that. Is that okay?
Okay, Prabhuji.
The bottom line is that we should always pray for service. Bas, nothing else. Service to Radha and Krishna. That is the highest attainment. Yes, Muktasanga Prabhu?
Yes. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for such a nice session. Especially so relishing to hear about Srila Prabhupada, and the way you express is very touching, and our love towards Srila Prabhupada increases manifold by hearing that. Thank you very much for that, Prabhu. So my question might be very silly. You can ignore it. You don't have to answer. But I know Krishna and Narayana both are same. They're non-different. But still, most of the Srila Prabhupada's purports here, what we are reading, he refers to Narayana instead of Krishna. Is there a meaning that we need to understand out of this, Prabhu? Or?
Yes, because these prayers are being spoken by Brahmaji, and Brahmaji in his Srishti Leela, when he's doing the Leela of creation, he is doing it on the inspiration of Lord Narayan. It was Lord Narayan who spoke to him, no? That you do tapa. It was Lord Narayan who is giving, who is involved in the material creation, material maintenance, and material destruction. It's happening under the purview of the Purusha avatars. So therefore, Vishnu or Narayan, that word is used more. But these are Ete Chamsa Kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavana Swayam. They are all different manifestations of Krishna only. So there is no difference. But because it Brahmaji has been speaking all these verses, so the word Narayan, the name Narayan is coming more.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Last question, Smita Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, maybe my question might have an implied answer, but I want to hear some understanding about this, that we are fallen souls, as we heard in today's class also. So we are fallen souls. At some point, we were in Krishna's abode. We must have done something wrong that...
No, we were never in Krishna's abode.
Okay.
Yeah, we have not fallen
But
from...
then... So then, okay. But then we heard in today's class, right, Prabhuji? Or did I get it wrong? That at some point we must have done something that we left Krishna, right? Because we got attracted to the...
We have never seen Krishna.
So, okay. So all of our souls, we have never seen Krishna. So that's why, Prabhuji, then...
We have never seen Krishna. This is very clearly mentioned by Srila Jiva Goswami in the Shad Sandarbhas and by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Jaiva Dharma also. Very clear. No one falls from Vaikuntha ever. Ever. There is not one example in the scriptures. Jagai Madhya, I'm saying. Our Jai Vijay, they did not have a fault. I Leela. I made this happen. That because Krishna wants to show his enjoy the Virya Ras, he wants to fight with somebody and he wants to show his Karuna and he wants to give valuable lessons for generations and generations of devotees to come. So he orchestrated the coming of Jai and Vijay into this world. So nobody falls from Vaikuntha ever, because in Vaikuntha there is Krishna, and where Krishna is there is no Maya. Exactly how Nitya Lila Gauranga is saying, that there is no influence of ego, there is no influence of anarthas in Golok Vrindavan. So how can anybody fall from there? And in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna repeatedly says, na, Yat Gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. So once we attain Krishna, no one ever falls. So it's not that we were with Krishna, we were in Golok Vrindavan, we made a mistake in Golok Vrindavan. That is an insult to Golok Vrindavan. It's an Akshar world, 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. In Akshar world, how can there be a mistake? Where we are with Achyut, how can a devotee fall down from Vaikuntha? Nobody ever falls from Vaikuntha. We Anadi Bahirmukh. That is what the Mahaprabhu says. That Krishna Bhulya Sejiv Anadi Bahirmukh. Ataiva Maya Tare Deha Samsara Dukh. That from time immemorial, from the beginning of the creation of material time, we are Krishna Bahirmukh. We are in this world. And that is our choice, that we are in this world. But it's not that we were with Krishna and we left Krishna because of some mistake. No. That is not mentioned anywhere in any Shastra. Nor does any Acharya say like that. So
if our souls have not seen Krishna, so is that why, Prabhuji, it is so hard for us to cultivate love for Krishna? In so many births and deaths and all of this cycle that is happening, and maybe with each birth we are trying to get closer and closer to Krishna, but it still is so hard.
Well, it is hard because we are not very sincere and because we don't have high-class sadhu sangha. But if we hear Srila Prabhupada, we hear the pure devotees, we hear their katha, their kirtan, and we chant sincerely, Krishna is very sulabh. He is easily available. Tasyaham sulabha. When Srila Prabhupada was asked that why is Maya so strong, Srila Prabhupada immediately replied, it's not that Maya is strong. Your resolve to get Krishna is not strong. Your resolve is weak. That's why Maya. Prabhupada gave the example, the monkey. When the hunter wants to catch the monkey, there's a pot and they keep bananas inside the pot. Monkey puts the hand inside and holds the banana, tries to pull it out. Hand gets stuck because the mouth of the pot is not big enough to accommodate the hand and the fist and the banana. Hunter comes and grabs the monkey. All the monkey has to do is let go of that banana. Then the hand will come out. We are like that. We are holding on to Maya. We are holding on to our conditionings. We are holding on to our material desires. That's why it is so difficult. We make it difficult. Actually, Krishna consciousness is a very sublime, sweet process. So we should not get disheartened. It is difficult for us because of our previous conditionings. We are not able to give up our material attachments. But the process is very powerful and we should continue. And we will make advancement. We should just keep analyzing ourselves. Am I making advancement or not? Like that. Is that helpful, Smita Mataji?
It is helpful, Prabhuji, but I'm still not very clear upon why we are called as fallen souls and in what context we are called as fallen souls. Is that because of the conditioning?
Yes, because of the conditionings, and think of what we have done in this world. Have we ever sinned? Yes or no?
No.
We have never sinned. You have never committed a sin in your life?
No. Yeah, I mean, we are all sinful. That's why we are,
That's why we are fallen.
we are here.
That's why we are fallen. We are papi. We are sinful people. That's why we are fallen.
So then this sinful acts, Prabhuji, are usually what we describe as meat eating and all of the 4 principles that we are supposed to now follow. So we have broken those principles and that's why we are sinful souls.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why we have to give up all that. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. You have to take exclusive shelter of Krishna.
Okay. All right, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Activities. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
But never think that we were with Krishna in Golok Vrindavan and we made a mistake, and nobody makes a mistake in Golok Vrindavan. Otherwise, then Maya is more powerful than Krishna. If in Krishna's presence and Krishna's abode, we can make mistake and fall down. So that is not the Siddhanta. Nobody ever falls from Vaikuntha. We have never been to Vaikuntha. We have never seen Krishna. If somebody has darshan of Krishna, why he will be attracted to Maya? Is Maya more attractive than all attractive Krishna? No. So don't think like that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
But said that sometimes for the purpose of preaching, because people don't understand. Because they come from a different culture, the Christianity and the Islam and the Abrahamic culture. There is a story of Adam and Eve. There's a story of the original sin, forbidden apple, all that, and they fell from the Eden garden and all that. That is there. No? So because people are from that type of background, they will not understand all this. So to make it simple, Prabhupada said, why did we come here? Because of our own mistake. We became envious of Krishna. That's why we came. So for preaching purpose, Prabhupada said, but Prabhupada clearly writes, Prabhupada himself writes in the purports. Therefore, the conclusion is no one ever falls from Vaikuntha. This is Prabhupada's statement. No one ever falls from Vaikuntha. We did not come from Vaikuntha. We are Anadi Bahirmukha. We have always been, Jaiva Dharma very clearly explains, our origin is from the Purusha avatar, from Mahavishnu. And the Nitya Siddhas, they originate from Baldev in the spiritual world, in Golok Vrindavan. From Mool Sankarshan or Baldev is the origin of the Nitya Siddhas. And the Nitya Baddhas like us, the Baddha Jivas, we originate from Mahavishnu. So that is a distinction. We are also Jiva Tattva, Nitya Siddhas also are Jiva Tattva. This is all there in Jaiva Dharma. So that's why it's not that we have never seen Vaikuntha. We have never gone beyond the Purusha avatar, Mahavishnu. We are always in this Shrishti Sthiti Pralaya, this material creation, maintenance, destruction, creation, maintenance, destruction, in and out of Mahavishnu. Sometimes in the Brahmanda, then everything becomes unmanifest, we go inside. When again there is creation, again we enter the material universe. This has been our story. We have never gone beyond. So like that. I hope this is okay, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, definitely. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Very happy to hear from you, Mataji, after Sadhu Sangha, many after a long time. Please take care and continue your bhajan nicely. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Janani Mataji, Satguru Mataji, and then
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you for this such a wonderful class, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you are such an expert in Prabhupada's purports. You answered to Shyamavallabi Mataji's answer exactly as in Bhagavatam 3rd Canto 29th chapter 13th verse, Prabhuji. The purport is exactly what you said. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for enlightening all of us. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji.
Send me the purport, Mataji, the link.
Pardon, Prabhuji?
Send me the link of that purport later on.
Yes, Prabhuji, sure. Prabhuji, this is in connection with Shyamavallabi Mataji's question. Might be I have not understood it right. Actually, you mentioned that there is liberation, even after getting all these 4 kinds of liberation, there is seva there. If there is seva there, then why isn't devotee wanting for it or accepting it, Prabhuji?
Yeah, so that's what I was explaining, that it's a utsaha vakya. The devotee is saying that I don't even want these liberations if there is no seva. Like that. If there is no seva, there is seva. But what the devotee is telling Krishna is, Krishna, मुझे आपकी सेवा मुक्ति से अधिक. I want your service more than mukti. That's what the devotee is saying.
Is there any difference between this mukti and going to Golok Vrindavan? Is this because on the Vaikuntha platform, like something like that?
Golok Vrindavan also same. Salokya Sarashti Sami.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Nitya Lila Gauranga Mataji and then Shyamavallabi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. So, in continuation, when you say that Nitya Siddhas and we Nitya Baddhas, right? So we are different, created itself different. So then, but we can become Nitya Siddhas.
Our origin is different, but our Swarup is same.
Okay.
Jivera Swarup hai Krishna or Nitya Das. Nitya Siddha Swarup also is to be a servant of Krishna. And the Baddha Jiva Swarup is also to be a servant of Krishna. The difference is that Nitya Siddhas have never been to the material world. They have never been conditioned by material energy, and they will never be conditioned by material energy. They have always been in the spiritual realm. Whereas the Baddha Jivas, although their Swarup is similar to Nitya Siddhas, but they are separated from Krishna since time immemorial. Krishna Bhuliya Sejiv Anadi Bahirmukh. Always we have been Bahirmukh, and we have never been to the spiritual world. Now continue.
So Nitya Siddhas come down here, but they are not under they are always under Yogamaya potency, right?
Never. Like Rupa Goswami, like Srila Prabhupada. These are Nitya Siddhas. Rupa Manjari, Srila Prabhupada also has a Swarup in Golok Vrindavan as an eternal maid servant of Radha Govinda. So these are Nitya Siddhas. Prabhupada himself said, I didn't want to come, but Krishna insisted I should go write books. So like that. So these are Nitya Siddhas. They come, and that is part of Krishna's Leela. Prabhupada coming is an extension of Gaur Leela. Na? Mahaprabhu said that Prithvite jata nakaradi garam sarvatra prachar hoga mora naam. But that didn't happen. So it happened now in 1970s. Mahaprabhu's prediction. So Srila Prabhupada is absolutely a part of Gaur Leela. As much as Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is, as much as Narottam Shamananda Srinivas are. So this Nitya Siddha. They have nothing to do with this material world. They simply come here as part of Krishna's Leela, as part of Krishna's plan, as service to Krishna, and they go back.
So Prabhuji, here from us, if we go back and get liberation, then we become Nitya Siddhas, then...
So no, we are never Nitya Siddhas. So one can say that now eternally we are Siddha eternally. That way you can use Nitya Siddha. Prabhupada in one place uses that word, that we also become Nitya Siddha. But the meaning is that now eternally we have become Siddha. Like that. We will never fall down again. Okay. But technically speaking, Nitya Siddhas are souls like Srila Prabhupada or Narottam Das Thakur or Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Rup Goswami, Sanatan Goswami. These are Nitya Siddhas. And we are Baddha Jivas. But Baddha Jivas also can become Siddha. We become Sadhana Siddha. We become Kripa Siddha. Like that. And then once we are in Golok Vrindavan, then Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that even in Golok Vrindavan, even when a Baddha Jiva becomes a Siddha Jiva there, attains to Golok Vrindavan, we always serve under the Nitya Siddhas. And that is very sweet. That is very sweet. So there is no distinction between Nitya Siddha and a Baddha Jiva, because both are constitutionally servants of Krishna. But the only difference is Nitya Siddha is in their original Swarup always, and Baddha Jiva does not know the Swarup yet. We are not
Hmm.
self-realized. But when we become self-realized and when we attain Golok Vrindavan, then there is no difference because we are all serving together. But still, Chakravarti Path says that there is a hierarchy. Like nobody can replace Rupa Goswami. ऐसा नहीं कि इधर बहुत भजन करके सब मंजरी goes in Golok Vrindavan says Rupa Manjari हट जाओ, अभी मैं राधा रानी की दासी हूँ. ऐसा नहीं होता. ललिता विशाखा सखी, ललिता विशाखा आदि जत सखी वृंद आज्ञाय करिबो सेवा चरणारविंद. Always that das anudas is there. We can never surpass our Guru. How we can surpass Rupa Manjari? She is Rupa Goswami. We are in the parampara, na? So even in spiritual world also we'll serve under Prabhupada. We'll serve under our Gurudev. Even this, in their Siddha Swarup, we will assist them. Chakshudana dilo jai, janme janme Prabhu se. So we'll always be with our Gurudev. We'll always be with Prabhupada, serve Radha and Krishna. All.
Okay, so Prabhuji, once just last thing that once one goes from here liberated, then they will not fall down, right?
Never.
Okay.
Never, not possible. Never ever. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, na tad bhasyate suryo na shashanko na pavaka yad gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mam upetya punajanma dukkhalayam shad napnuvanti mahatmana samsiddhim paramam gata. Kabhi nahi. It's not possible.
But they can graduate in that realm. From Vaikuntha, one can go to Goloka, right? Like Behad Bhagavatam, like it says.
So that is an exceptional story because he had chanted the Gopal mantra. So it is a pratap of Gopal mantra, and that journey is described to show us how the ultimate resting place is Golok Vrindavan for a jiva. But it is not that Hanumanji after some time is going to graduate from Ayodhya to Golok Vrindavan. No.
No, but if one desires, will they go like or how?
Not from Vaikuntha. So in this material world, based on our inclination, based on our good fortune, we come in contact with some pure devotee who is the sadhu guru. For example, you have taken shelter of Param Pujya Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, who is a Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharya. So you will go to Navadvip and Golok Vrindavan only. You will not go to Vaikuntha.
I will not go anywhere, Prabhuji.
No, I'm saying so a jiva gets a destination based on the guru. The bhajan pranali that the guru is giving, accordingly, a jiva will get the swarup in Golok Vrindavan. Somebody who is worshipping Gaur Nitai, somebody who is worshipping Radha Krishna and Srila Prabhupada and one's Guru Maharaj, they will get a swarup like that. So basically the point is, whether one goes to Vaikuntha or Ayodhya or Golok Vrindavan or Dwarka, that depends on one's guru and the bhajan pranali that has been given to us. But Srila Prabhupada has given us such a bhajan pranali that it is specifically geared to go to Golok Vrindavan. Right from Tulsi Aarti, right from the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Prabhupada's purports, the worship, the deity worship that Prabhupada established. Prabhupada established never Lakshmi Narayan worship. Prabhupada never established Sita Ram Lakshman Hanumanji. Very rare exceptions here and there, but Prabhupada mainly established everywhere Gaur Nitai, Jagannath and Radha Krishna. So anybody who follows Prabhupada, everything is available to go to Golok Vrindavan. Now if someone does not come to the platform of Raganuga Bhakti and remain satisfied with Vaidhi Bhakti, then such a person will never get Golok Vrindavan. Vaidhi Bhakti is for Vaikuntha. Raganuga Bhakti is for Golok Vrindavan. But a sincere devotee in ISKCON or in any Gaudiya line will eventually come to the platform of Ragmarg, Raganuga Bhakti. So basically our destination in the spiritual world is determined by the mantra we chant. Now if somebody is chanting Om Namo Narayanaya, that person cannot go to Golok Vrindavan. Impossible. Because it is a mantra. Somebody is chanting Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. That person cannot enter the Nikunj of Vrindavan. So it depends on the mantra we chant. What is the mantra? What is the Santa? What is the Grantha? What is the Pantha? They decide where we go. In ISKCON, our Pantha, our Mantra, our Santa, everything is Golok Vrindavan. Shri Golok Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. Brahma Samhita, everything is Golok Vrindavan. Golok eva nivasati akhilatma bhuta. Hari bol.
Thank you.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Last question was our Shama Vallavi Mataji. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranams. Prabhuji, our Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas wants to take us to the highest goal, Madhurya Ras. So I thought in this 4 types of liberation, we go up to Dasya Ras only. So because of that, Acharyas out of their causeless mercy, they are asking us to avoid this 4 types of liberation, Prabhuji. That
No,
is
no,
what I
sorry.
thought.
See, if someone is in Madhurya Rati, that person also is living on the same planet as Krishna. Na? So that is also Salokya Mukti only. Not like that is not the proper understanding. Therefore, I said we should not complicate it and get entangled in these different types of liberation. Our acharyas have repeatedly said, "Na yoga siddhir na mamastu moksho, vaikuntha loketi na parshadatam." I don't want any of these things. We just want seva. We just want seva. So, Radha Krishna seva pavai abhilashi. Remember this sutra. You have to just
And
want
in the
seva.
third line, it comes now, Prabhuji. I don't want prema also, but I want to live in Vrindavan. That means
So that prema pinasya, that is prema of Vaikuntha. I don't want that. Mamastu Vrindavan eva vasa. Because if one is in Vrindavan, then one will get Vraj Bhakti, which is the topmost form of prema. Okay?
Thank you.
So just aim for Radha Krishna seva, bas.
Thank you.
Under the guidance of Gurudev. Smita Mataji, you had raised your hand. You have something to say?
Oh no, Prabhuji, sorry, it was from the last time, Prabhuji.
Okay, so I think we are done. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
Hari bol.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.